While Thursday evening started out to be a normal night, the way it ended was something most of us could not have planned. Around 8:25 Thursday night, the National Weather Service in the Quad Cities issued a tornado warning for portions of southeast Iowa. That's when KCII went into severe weather action team coverage.
We're on the air here at KCII with severe weather action team coverage for a tornado warning for northern Henry County, northeastern Jefferson County, west central Louisa County, and southeastern Washington County until 9 o'clock this evening. Again, Doppler radar indicated tornado right now, and we're getting in touch with local and state officials to see if we can get any confirmation of this. But at 8:22 this evening, so just about 10 minutes ago, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a tornado near Germanville, or 13 miles northeast of Fairfield, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour.
Within 20 minutes, we had confirmation that there was truly a tornado on the ground.
We're at 8:43 here at the KCII studios, and I understand Bill Gatchell's making his way into the studios from Wayland. He's on the northern edge of the storm. We're going to check in with him now and see what he can see as he makes his way into the studios. Bill, are you with us?
Yes, I am, Zach. I am currently on 170th Street here in Washington County. The rain is very hard. I'm having a hard time seeing, but I do want to pass along that Wayland firefighters are reporting a tornado on the ground just south of Wayland. So I do want to pass that information on to you as we are in our severe weather action team coverage.
As the storm continued, more reports were received that the tornado was still on the ground.
And we continue to get more reports in here from the Washington County Safety Center. 3229 Spruce Avenue, we have a confirmed tornado touchdown with damage at that residence. A roof off again. This is in southeastern Washington County. Reported by the Safety Center, damage confirmed at 3229 Spruce Avenue. Confirmed tornado touchdown with damage. We also have a confirmation, as we heard earlier, at the address 2711 330th. That's 2 miles northeast of Wayland, so you're getting down right on the Henry-Washington County line there. A 911 call received with a damage and a touchdown of a tornado there 2 miles northeast of Wayland. That coming in about 20 minutes ago from the Washington County Sheriff's Office. So we are getting some confirmation of some damage reports coming in with this storm.
After the storm had cleared, it was time to begin the cleanup work. Near Wayland, Lowell Unruh, who owns the turkey farm, was already receiving help.
Just guesstimation, we had probably 100 people from town and around to help carry the turkeys to the trailers where we could get them to the loader, the turkey loader, and then we loaded 7 semis this morning.
He wasn't home when the storm hit, but did learn about it before he arrived.
We got a text message from my sister-in-law who asked if we were in the path of the tornado, and we didn't know anything about it. Then we turned on KCII, and we found out where we were sighted, and we knew we were right in the path. And then neighbors had started calling me by then. And I knew before we got here that we had this mess, and we were informed before we got here at least.
When asked about what he's going to do with the debris,
I guess I'm waiting on disaster management to tell me what I can do with it. But my intention is to just clean up what we can and probably dispose of it and then start over again.
He explains how his house fared in the storm.
Our house had some damage, but we were able to sleep in it this morning for a couple hours, and we're intending on, hopefully we'll get our power back on there and be able to live in there. I mean, the roof has some damage. We got some water coming in, but hopefully it's salvageable. We're hoping. I mean, we have to wait for the assessor to get here and determine, the damage.
Helping to clean up the debris were students from Waco's junior and senior high. Student Gabby Wagler shares why she decided to help in the cleanup process.
Because it's a small community and we know everybody, and it's good to help because it's really sad what happened, and a lot of people are in need of the help.
The same statement is shared by another Waco student, Jalissa Jepson.
Well, we know a lot of people around here, so it's seeing all damage, we want to come help them out. If we're not damaged ourselves, then we can go help them.
Friday morning, a team from the National Weather Service came to the area to determine the intensity of the storm. Washington and Keokuk County Emergency Management Coordinator Larry Smith says where they looked at damage.
They'll probably track the storm when it left Wayland and progressed on north and east to the Noble area and such.
He also explains what they will do.
They'll go out and do some inspections, and it takes them a couple hours or so. They're usually in the area.
After arriving on Friday, Donna DeBerke from the National Weather Service talks about the storm assessment process.
We're looking to basically assess the damage, talk to people about what they saw, what they experienced, determine the path length, path width. In this case, because we know it was a tornado, sometimes we're looking to determine what caused it. But in this case, that's very clear. So it's more about where did it start, where did it end, what were people doing, how did they learn about the warnings, those kinds of things.
Now, you mentioned at the other place we stopped, mud splatter. Exactly why do you look for that?
Well, sometimes if you're trying to figure out if it was a tornado versus a straight line wind type damage, a downburst, you can look at how the debris lays out. You can also look at when there's mud splatter, where that mud splatter is. It can give you an idea of whether you're more likely to have had a tornado or not.
Do you take that into consideration when you see certain buildings with doors that have been blown in, roofs blown off type thing?
Well, wind is wind. It's just a matter of which direction it's moving. So we look at how buildings are constructed, how whatever hit it, and then what happened later. So we can sort of make an assessment. How is the debris pattern laid out? Again, it gives an indication of what caused it.
And you do this for every time there has been some sort of storm damage?
Not every time. That'd be logistically pretty tough to do. So we certainly, when there's a more extensive damage, we'll try to get out. It just depends how much staffing we have, whether we're expecting more severe weather as we are today, and who we can cut loose to do that. But we try and get out whenever we can.
So then when you're done with something like this today, how long does it take to actually finalize all of the information to determine what Fujita scale rating it was?
Right. We'll do that later today, probably this afternoon. Once we finish the storm track and have seen basically the bulk of the damage, we'll be able to put an F-scale rating on this particular tornado, and that'll come out, just like I say, this afternoon.
And you also use other factors when trying to determine that besides the damage?
Really, no. The Fujita scale is all about damage. It's a damage scale. We'll estimate the wind speed based on the damage that we see and how the buildings were constructed and those kinds of things. So we can estimate the wind speed that caused it. So that's what we'll basically do today, and that will go into sort of the permanent record of understanding the storms in this part of the world and what we can expect from them, what's typical.
And then you use some of this information in trying to figure out how future storms might work?
Sure. We'll compare it to radar. We'll do a scientific assessment of what features we saw on radar at the same time as different things were occurring on the ground to help us sort of calibrate what we know and understand about thunderstorms.
So then you, the National Weather Service, have a very busy day ahead of you.
We do, and once we get back, we'll put all the reports together and then on to the next one. And hopefully, it turns out as well as this one did.
As for the storm itself, one person who lives southwest of Crawfordsville called the Washington County Safety Center when he became trapped in his home.
Did you just call 911?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to report that my house has been destroyed by a tornado.
Okay, where are you?
3229 Spruce Avenue.
Are there any injuries?
No injuries.
Okay. When you say destroyed, what do you mean?
I have no roof. Several windows have been busted out. It took my garage. It took the farmer's building next to me. It took a half of the hall confinement down the road.
Okay, tell me your name.
Jeremiah Nelson.
Jeremiah, have you made contact with any of your neighbors?
No, I have not. I can't even get out of my house.
Okay, we're going to get people headed your way to help you.
Okay.
And are you home alone, Jeremiah?
No, I have my pregnant wife, and 3 kids.
Okay. And do you guys have a basement?
We do, but I can't get out of my house. I tried to get out the door to get down to the basement, and I can't open the door.
So your basement's outside?
You have to go onto the porch to get to it, and I can't get my porch door open.
Okay, do you have an inside room in your house that you can go to, a bathroom or something that's away from the outer walls?
Yes. That's
okay, if you can get everybody in there and just stay there until we get you some help, okay? I believe the tornado has gone through your area, but just in case, if you could get everybody in there and keep your cell phone with you, call me back on 911, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get people there as soon as we can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
When visiting with Jeremiah on Friday, he tells me what he went through. I understand you were here in the house last night when the storm came through. Exactly what did you go through?
We went through like a state. I really thought, honestly, that when I was watching the windows, I said, I know there's tornadoes, but it ain't going to hit my house. Honestly, that was my mindset. I was kind of just shrugging it off, and then when I felt seeing the rain stop, it was a realism that it was close. I didn't know how close. And then the wind picked up, and windows started to break, and it was just sheer pandemonium for a brief minute to get everybody to safety. Like I said, we couldn't get to the basement, so we got against 2 interior walls with no windows, and sat there until the storm passed. After the storm passed, we were able to get the door open and get to the basement. Once I made sure that my family was safe, I opened the outside door to see exactly how much damage there was. Noticed that I was missing a vehicle. Really wasn't worried about that. I knew it was gone, but I really couldn't do nothing about that. Made sure that my other vehicle was runnable and movable, and got my kids loaded up with some clothing, and took them into Mount Pleasant to a hotel where we stayed the night, just to come back out here today. I was out here at 5:30 just trying to get clothes and stuff that we need every day, medications for our kids and stuff like that. But just it's going to be a long process to clean up, so we just got to kind of, hopefully there's a lot of people that are willing to help, and which I've seen a lot of. So
now, how did you hear about the storm?
My landlord actually called me and said that he wanted me to be aware that there was a severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings out, and it wasn't 10 minutes after he called that it hit. So I mean, his phone call could say saved our lives, because we, like I said, my son lives sleeping in the 3rd story, and it doesn't exist now. So if he wouldn't have called, we wouldn't have known, because the power was out. We thought it was just a severe thunderstorm. So like I said, my son probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. So
were you able to get your son out in time?
Yes, yeah. When the rain stopped and the wind really picked up, he noticed it before we were able to say anything, and he came down the stairs and said that he was scared, and there was a lot of loud noises, so we told him, go down to the kitchen, we'll get everybody in the basement, which I said we weren't able to get to. So he was able to, he was like a first step alarm for us. When he came downstairs, that kind of sunk everything in, right away that something wasn't right.
So now, what is the next step for you being a renter here at this property?
Luckily, I have family members who rent properties in other towns. And one has called me and said that they have a rental property open that I can stay in as long as I need be. So really it's just a matter of cleaning the property up that we're at now, making sure, evaluating what we have, what we need to replace, and being able to, pick our lives back up and relocate and stuff like that. It's going to mean a switch of schools for the kids, which is always hard for them. Luckily, the town that we're moving to is close to my work and my wife's work, so we'll be able to continue our jobs there.
Now, the one vehicle that you came out and said you were looking for, where did you actually find it?
Across the road in the ditch. It picked it up from in front of my garage, and I don't know if it went through the garage or over the garage, but it's across the street, upside down in a ditch. So I don't know. I'd say I don't know how long that distance is. I'm not very good at judging distance, but it had to be pretty strong to pick that up. So,
is there anything that you would like to share with the community about everything that did happen last night?
Just that the early warning systems paid off. Like I said, that they were able to get it on the news that there were severe thunderstorms and everybody was calling. I just want to thank the community, because I know there's a bunch of people out helping that weren't affected by it, but they're out helping those who were. So we appreciate that, and I wanted to say thank you for that.
The process of cleaning up from Thursday night's EF2 tornado will take some time. If you would like to help in that cleanup effort, contact the Washington County COAD or the Wayland Fire Department.